This Tesla owner just saved thousands going electric. Or did he? Same year, same miles, completely different financial reality. Here's the thing, the Tesla owner isn't stupid. He did exactly what every car buyer does. He looked at the sticker price, ran the monthly payment in his head, maybe checked a fuel cost calculator, and called it a day. But the sticker price? That's basically irrelevant to what a car actually costs you. There are 5 hidden cost pillars that will make or break your wallet over 5 years. Depreciation, insurance, maintenance and repairs, fuel or charging, and registration plus taxes. And almost nobody is talking about all 5 together. Most people are optimizing for the wrong number entirely. And the car brands they think are bargains, some of them are financial traps dressed up in low monthly payments. And honestly, the system is kind of designed to keep you confused. Think about the last car ad you saw. What number did they lead with? $399 a month. That's it. Not the interest rate buried in the fine print. Not the fact that you're upside down on that loan by month 6. Not the insurance premium that jumped $100 the moment you drove off the lot. Now here's where it gets worse. Even the people who should know better are getting this wrong. Scroll through any personal finance forum and you'll find threads full of people proudly showing off their new car purchase, calculating affordability purely on payment versus income. Golden. That advice leaves out roughly 60 to 70% of what that car is actually going to cost them. So today, we're doing something nobody has done cleanly. We're taking the most popular cars on the road right now, running every single one through all 5 cost pillars, and ranking them by what they actually cost you. Some of the winners are going to shock you. And some of the cars people brag about online? Yeah, we need to talk. Here's the thing nobody tells you when you're standing in that dealership, heart racing, staring at that shiny new whatever. The sticker price is basically a lie. Not intentionally, but it is. Because the number that actually matters, you'll never see it on that window. So let's build the formula right now. There are 5 pillars that make up what a car actually costs you every single year. Pillar 1. Depreciation. This is the silent killer. The moment you drive off the lot, some cars lose 8, 10, even 15% of their value. You just paid for that. Pillar 2. Insurance. And this varies wildly by model. 2 cars with identical sticker prices can have insurance premiums that differ by over $1,000 a year. Pillar 3. Fuel. We're not just talking gas prices, we're talking miles per gallon multiplied by how many miles you actually drive. Pillar 4. Scheduled maintenance. Oil changes, tire rotations, brake fluid flushes. This stuff adds up differently depending on the brand. German luxury cars. I'm looking at you. Pillar 5. Repairs. The wild card. What does this car cost when something breaks? And how often does something break? Now, here's the move. You add all of these together into one annual figure. That's your true cost of ownership. And when you start comparing cars that way, everything you thought you knew gets flipped upside down. All right, S tier. These are the unicorns. The cars that somehow nail all 5 pillars at once. And most of them look absolutely, painfully, gloriously boring. First up, the Toyota Camry Hybrid. I know. But listen. This car depreciates slower than almost anything in its class. Insurance rates are middle of the road. It gets somewhere around 46 miles per gallon combined, scheduled maintenance is laughably cheap, and reliability data from J.D. Power and Consumer Reports consistently puts it near the top. When you add all 5 pillars together, a 3-year-old Camry Hybrid can cost you as little as $6,000 to $7,000 annually in true costs. That's remarkable. Next, the Honda CR-V, specifically the non-turbo or hybrid variants. Depreciation curves on these things are nearly flat. They hold value like a vault. Insurance is low because repair costs are low. Fuel economy is solid. And Honda's reliability legacy means your repair pillar stays close to 0 for years. And then there's the Toyota Corolla. The Corolla is statistically one of the lowest true cost vehicles on the American market. Full stop. It's not exciting. It will not impress anyone at a stoplight. But if your goal is building wealth and not bleeding money through your car payment, this is your weapon. The pattern you're seeing isn't a coincidence. Japanese mainstream brands dominate S-tier because they engineered reliability into their DNA. And the financial math rewards that every single year you own them. A tier is where it gets interesting and a little dangerous. Because these are the cars that look like great deals on the surface, score beautifully in 4 of the 5 pillars, and then absolutely ambush you with the 5th. Take the Mazda 3. Stunning to drive, fantastic fuel economy, low insurance rates, holds value well, genuinely excellent car. But here's the dirty secret. Mazda's service network is thinner than Toyota's or Honda's, and in some regions, you're either paying dealer prices with zero competition, or you're hunting for an independent mechanic who actually knows Sky-active engines. That repair pillar can spike fast if you're in the wrong zip code. Then there's the Subaru Outback. 4 pillars? Incredible. Depreciation is low, insurance is reasonable, it's practical, people love it. But that 5th pillar, maintenance, has a known landmine buried in it. Head gasket issues on older models and timing chain services that run expensive. Subaru ownership rewards people who research this upfront. It punishes people who don't. And we have to talk about the Chevrolet Silverado. Fuel economy drags the pillar score down hard, but depreciation is actually better than most trucks, insurance is manageable, and domestic parts are cheap. The dirty secret? If you're not buying used and letting someone else absorb the first 2 years of depreciation, you're paying a significant entry tax that erases most of your other savings. A-tier cars reward informed buyers. Do your homework on that 1 weak pillar before you sign anything. And these can be genuinely smart purchases. Now here's where most of you actually live, and where the sneakiest financial damage happens. Welcome to the comfortable trap zone. These are the cars that feel responsible. They're not flashy. Your parents probably approve. But the numbers? The numbers do not care about your feelings. Let's start with the Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4. 2 cars that dominate sales charts and get treated like financial wisdom. And look, they're not disasters. But here's the trap. Because everyone wants them, dealers rarely discount, meaning you're almost always paying full freight at purchase. You're starting the depreciation clock at full price with almost zero negotiating cushion. Now slide over to something like the Nissan Rogue or Chevy Equinox. These drop into C tier fast because of something most buyers never check: their insurance loss ratios. The Equinox specifically gets flagged by insurers as a high-theft, high-repair cost vehicle, which quietly inflates your premium by $300 to $400 a year compared to similarly priced competitors. That's $2,000 over 5 years just vanishing. The Kia Telluride deserves a special call-out here. Incredible hype, genuinely good vehicle, but it now sells above MSRP in most markets, and its resale curve has started normalizing as supply catches up. Early buyers overpaid and will face steeper depreciation than expected. The C and B tier trap is psychological. These cars feel like the adult choice, but comfortable and cost-effective are not the same thing. Know the difference before you sign. Alright, D tier. This is where things get emotionally charged, so let me say up front, these are genuinely good cars. Excellent engineering, beautiful interiors, real driving pleasure. But we are not ranking driving pleasure. We are ranking what they actually cost you, and the prestige penalty is brutal. Let's use the BMW 3 Series as the poster child. Base price around $45,000. 5-year total ownership cost, according to Edmunds and Consumer Reports data, roughly $78,000. Now compare that to a Lexus IS. Similar performance, similar interior quality, similar prestige in most social circles. 5-year cost closer to $62,000. That $16,000 gap is the badge tax. You paid it for the roundel on the hood. The Audi A4 hits the same way. Audi's out-of-warranty repair costs average 30% higher than non-German luxury alternatives, and their insurance classifications reflect that. A timing chain service on an A4 that hits around 80,000 miles can run anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000. That's a cost most buyers never factor in when they're sitting in the showroom loving the ambient lighting. And the Mercedes C-Class versus the Genesis G70 comparison should frankly be illegal. Near identical features, comparable reliability scores, warranty that's actually better on the Genesis. But the Mercedes commands a $12,000 premium at purchase plus higher ongoing costs. The prestige penalty isn't irrational. Status is real. Just go in knowing exactly what you're paying for it. F tier. No soft landings here. These are the vehicles where the 5-year total ownership cost doesn't just exceed the purchase price, it buries it. We pulled data from J.D. Power, Kelley Blue Book's Cost to Own tool, and real owner repair reports from carcomplaints.com. What we found should be required reading before any purchase. First up, the Dodge Challenger and Charger. These cars lose value like a stone off a bridge. The Challenger specifically drops nearly 50% of its value in 3 years in most trims. Combine that with V8 fuel costs, averaging around $2,800 a year at current gas prices for typical drivers, plus insurance rates that spike because of the demographic profile insurers assigned to muscle car owners. And you're looking at a 5-year ownership cost that can exceed $100,000 on a car you bought for $45,000. But nothing compares to the Land Rover Defender and Range Rover Sport in F tier. J.D. Power consistently ranks Land Rover last or near last in reliability. Average annual repair cost according to RepairPal? Over $1,300, nearly double the industry average. Dealers know this, so certified pre-owned pricing stays artificially high, trapping buyers in a loop. And then there's the Alfa Romeo Giulia. Stunning car, genuinely. But owner forums read like field hospital reports. Electrical gremlins, turbo issues, parts availability problems that leave cars sitting for weeks. F tier doesn't mean these cars aren't enjoyable. It means the math doesn't lie, and eventually the bill comes due. Alright, so now you know how every popular car stacks up. But here's the part that actually matters for your wallet. Let's run your specific car through a 3-step audit right now. Grab your phone. Step 1. Find your true depreciation number. Go to kbb.com, that's Kelley Blue Book, and plug in your car's year, make, model, and mileage. Then check what it was worth when new. Subtract that gap. That's money that already left your pocket and never came back. Divide it by the number of months you've owned it. That's your monthly depreciation hit, and most people have never once looked at this number. Step 2. Pull your real fuel and maintenance spend. Log into your bank or credit card app and search the last 12 months for gas stations and auto shops. Add it all up. Divide by 12. Most people guess this number is about 40% lower than what it actually is. The receipts don't lie. Step 3. Run it through the DOT's True Cost Calculator at fueleconomy.gov. It's free, it's government data, and it factors in insurance averages, financing, taxes, and fees by vehicle type. Enter your car and compare it against 2 alternatives in the same category. Now add up all 3 steps. What you get is your personal cost score. If that monthly number is more than 20% of your take-home pay, you've got a decision to make. Keep it, sell it, or switch. But now you're deciding with actual data, not a feeling. Here's the bottom line. The sticker price is a lie. Every single car on this list proves that what you pay at the dealership is just the opening bid. Depreciation, insurance, fuel, and maintenance write the real invoice. The S-tier unicorns win because they bleed value slowly. The F-tier sinkholes win the driveway flex contest, but lose the decade-long financial war. Now you have the formula. Use it. Go audit your own car right now using the steps from the last section and drop your result in the comments. I want to see what tier your car actually lands in. If this saved you from a bad decision or cost you a gut punch of clarity, share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe for the next breakdown, because we're just getting started.